Bank panics. Bank panics can be understood very easily, and bank panics can occur on a free market. All that is required is an artificial expansion of the money supply. Fractional reserve banking allows for this artificial expansion. Let's say you have a society where silver coins are used to buy and sell things. Then a bank opens up, and the bank managers say, "Deposit your silver coins in our bank and we'll give you interest." In exchange, the depositor has a deposit receipt. The deposit receipt can then be exchanged for goods and services because anyone who gets the deposit receipt can take it to the bank and get silver coins for it. The bank then loans out the silver coins to startup firms in an attempt to earn money from it. But see, now you have a problem, because not only are there deposit receipts floating around, but so are the silver coins. Let's say the bank loans out 50% of the silver coins that are deposited and keeps the other 50% in reserve. Thus, the money supply is increased 50%, right? All of the new deposit receipts are being used as silver because it is perceived that they can all be redeemed for silver. And 50% of the deposited coins are being loaned out, right? 100% the deposit receipts plus 50% the loaned out silver coins. And this will eventually lead to inflation, but not right away. And so the bank will make loans for capital at pre-inflationary prices. But that capital would not have been bought without the artificial expansion of the money supply. But eventually prices do rise as a result of the expanding money supply, right? More money chasing the same number of goods. And when this happens, the capital that was bought with all the funny money is very likely to be unprofitable. Similar to how a person building the brick wall, right, thinking that he had more bricks than he did, turns out that that's not a good way to build the brick wall. Right? He's using too many bricks. In the same way, companies are using too much capital. In simpler terms, expanding money supply leads to overinvestment. Investments that appear profitable at first, but then inflation kicks in as a result of expanding the money supply, and those investments that occurred only because of the artificial expansion of the money supply will probably fail. When this happens, it is called a recession or a bust. The bank panics were a result of banks artificially expanding the money supply, leading to booms and then the recessions. If people are stupid enough to agree to fractional reserve banking, then the business cycle will occur on a free market. Right? You can have business cycles on a free market. But on a free market, these panics were limited because nobody is forced to accept the notes of any bank. There are no legal tender laws. And so if a bank's receipts are perceived to be backed by nothing, there will quickly be a bank run. What legal tender laws allow is for banks and the Federal Reserve to work together and expand the money supply. But because of legal tender laws, the Fed can just print off as many dollars as it wants. On a free market, a bank run destroys a bank, and the depositors may or may not get everything they put in, and this ends the inflationary boom and corrects it. It is painful to be true, right? Stupidity is painful. But the Fed can prevent bank failures by just giving them a bunch of cash or loaning cash to the banks at 0%. And so the malinvestments persist and resources become disintegrated and the standard of living falls. Right? Because these are malinvestments. There's not really that many bricks, and so the bricklayer continues to keep the brick wall like twice as high and doesn't liquidate. Normally, unprofitable firms go out of business because they are wasting resources on things that could be used for what people want on things that people don't want. Right? They're making a whole bunch of paper jackhammers. But the Federal Reserve, by expanding the money supply and bailing out unprofitable firms, this sustains the production of things that people don't want. The effect, of course, is a transfer of resources from you to the bailed out firms. Multi-billion-dollar bailouts will be paid in the form of inflation. Everyone pays those billions in terms of inflation, including the bailed out businesses to a lesser extent, but the bailed out businesses themselves get all of the benefits from all those billions that you have to pay.